Hi, I'm Dave. This is my first Trifiliar I've ever made. It was a bifiliar I was using on the solid state Bedini, and I added an extra roll of 18 gauge wire around it. It now has the original 550 turns on the bifiliar, and the extra coil is 325 turns. You can see the difference in the size of the thickness of the wires that I'm using. I'm going to give this a try and see how we get on when it's linked to the system. And before I start, I like to test that the coils are actually reading. So I'll just turn the two of these meters are connected, and that's reading 3, and that on the same, no, not the same setting. I have two different readings there. They're both connected to the new coil, the new wires. So I'm not exactly sure why they're reading different. Maybe the meters are slightly off. But I'm going to get this connected up now to the solid state and see how it gets on. My primary is at 12.18. 12.17, 12.18, and my charge battery stands at 12.15. I'm going to connect this up now. You should hear the noise going. Now I just want to show you. Okay, there's our amp draw, about 200 milliamps. And I'll try and let you hear this. You can see the voltage has dropped on the primary and is shooting up on the charge. So I'm going to switch this off now and connect the second coil, which is the third one on this, and we'll see how that works out. I've connected up the other coil exactly the same as the trigger, and I don't know if you can see here, it's still on 200 milliamps, and if you can see, the charge battery has gone up to 12.46 and primary is at 12. So now I'm going to link this up to its own transistor and see what difference that makes on the output. Okay, I now have the second coil linked up to a second transistor, and I'm going to connect this up now. Okay, charge is going up, primary is going down, and amp draw hasn't changed. Still around 200 milliamps. Now, I'm going to see if I can adjust the pot and change that. Better view of that. No, it seems like the pot is bypassed and it's not working now. Now the way I have this second coil connected is I have the start of the trigger going to a 100 ohms resistor going into the base. From the base to the emitter I have a diode with the stripe to the base. From the collector I have a diode with the stripe to the charge plus. From the emitter takes the trigger end, and I have that connected to its counterpart on the other one, and the same with the base to base, emitter to emitter. And I'm using the tip 31s, and if you have any ideas why this is not changing, why it's still drawing the same amount, although it is working, 11.98 that's down to now, and 12.48. I'm going to let this run for a few minutes and see what kind of voltages I can get off these. It's 20 minutes later and the primary is at 1195 and the charge is at 1262. The amp draw hasn't budged, it's still stuck on just under 200. And I'm going to let this run for another 15 minutes and see how we go. It's 20 minutes later and primary has dropped a bit and charge seems to be stuck on the 1262. Another 20 minutes has passed and it's been running for an hour solid now, and charge battery seems to have leveled out while the primary just seems to drop. So I'm going to turn it off now and let the battery sit for an hour and see what they turn out at.